Welcome back with a new math tutorial. In this video we are talking about integers and the absolute value. What is the meaning of the integer? Integers are a new set of numbers that we can use the positive and negative and zero. So if you look at the integer numbers that we have here, we have negative 4s, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The meaning of dots here that we are going to the negative infinite and from the right we are going to positive infinite. It means when we count, the number will be continued to the infinite. From the right side, we are going to positive infinite. And from the left side, we are going to negative infinite. Be careful because we have here a positive numbers and a negative number and 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative because 0 doesn't increase any value and doesn't decrease any value. So anything related to the increase, it's mean positive value. And anything related to decrease, it's mean negative value. And that's the first idea that we'll talk about it in this lesson today. So in this question, we need to find what is the meaning of the situation that we have. So for question number 1, we need to find the temperature if that's 5 degrees below the normal. Anything related to degree below the normal, it's mean we are going under the normal. Under the normal, it's mean negative value. So anything is under the normal or below the normal, it's mean negative value. So we just need 5 degrees less than the normal, so it will be negative 5. And we have here the 5 inches above the normal. Anything above the normal or more than the normal, it's mean positive value. So if anything related to positive, we just write it at 5. So for the negative, we need to write the sign before the number. But for any positive number, we will not write any sign. So again, for the positive and negative and 0, all of those numbers defined by the integer numbers. The integer numbers is formed from the negative and the positive and 0. Anything referred to the decrease, it will be negative number. Anything for the increase or adding value, it will be positive value. So we have here 6 degrees above the normal. Because we have here the word above, it means it will be positive value. And we have here 2 inches below the normal. Because we have here the word below, it will be less than the normal, so it will be equals negative 2. And we have here a profit. A profit, it's mean you win, you increase the value. Because anything related to the increase, it will be positive 9. But we have here withdrawal $50. If you are going to the bank and you are taking from the bank $50, your account will be decreased by 50. So it will be represented as negative $50. But when you deposit amount at the bank, it's mean positive value. Now we have 53 degrees below 0. The meaning of below 0, because we have the word below, it's mean will be negative 53 degrees. And we have for question number 9, deposit $16. When you deposit $16, it's mean you add to your account $16. Because you add, it's mean your account increased by 16. So it will be positive 16. So anything related to the increase, to the profit, so you add more value, it will be positive value. Anything related to decrease or moving value or you lose, it will be negative value. And that is the meaning of the positive and negative. For 0, it doesn't add anything or doesn't remove anything. So 0 is neither positive nor negative. The second point that we will talk about it in this lesson today is graphing the point on the number line. So again, what is the meaning of the number line? A number line that a line, we divide it into equal parts. And we count on this line by regular pi. So if you look at the number line that we have here, we start from negative 10, negative 8, negative 2, negative 4. In each time, if you start from 0, you are going to the right, you will add 2 in each time. And if you are going to the left, you will subtract 2 in each time. Not in all cases you will add 2 or subtracting 2. You can use any number, but once you add 3, you will continue the same pattern by adding 3. From the right side, you will add 3, and from the left side, you will subtract 3. If you want to skip by 5, you can add in each time 5, and going to the left by subtracting 5. So when you are moving to the right, it means the value of the number will increase. But when you are moving to the left, the value of the number will be decreased. So any number at the right is greater than any number at the left. So if you want to represent here 4 and negative 6 and 0. So all what we have to do now, we have here 4 is a positive value. So above 4, I will just write a point. Negative 6. Negative 6, it's mean I was just looking for the negative part and make a point on negative 6. Now we have 0. Just at 0 we have a point. In question number 15. Negative 2, 8, and 7. So from negative 2 at the negative part, I'll just make a point on negative 2. 8, it means it's a positive value, so at the positive part, I'll just mention here the number 8. Negative 7. Negative 7, there is no negative 7, but we know that negative 7 lies between negative 6 and negative 8. So we just put a point here between negative 6 and negative 8. That's how we can represent negative 7 on the number line. Again, we have here for question number 16, negative 4, 10, negative 3, and 7. Negative 4, it means at the left part, or at the negative part, I will mention here negative 4. 10, it means at the positive part, I will just mention 10. Negative 3, it lies between negative 2 and negative 4, so between negative 4 and negative 2, I will put the point. 7, it means it lies between 6 and 8. So we just put the point here between 6 and 8. And that's how we can represent the set of integer numbers on the number line. In this part of the lesson, we'll talk about the absolute value. What is the meaning of the absolute value? The absolute value is the distance from 0 to any number, the distance between 0 and any number. When you want to measure the distance, anything measurable must be positive value. So whatever the number that you have inside the absolute value, the answer must be positive because you need to find the distance from 0 to this number. So if you start from 0 and going to negative 4, let us start from 0 and going from 0 to negative 4. We will move from 0 to negative 4 units to the left. So negative, it's mean only for the direction. So to find the distance between 0 and negative 4 is only 4 units. So the absolute value of negative 4 equals 4. This sign is called the absolute value. Two lines and I put the number inside them, it will be absolute value. So the absolute value is the distance from 0 to any number. All of the values that you will find from the absolute value will be positive value. So in question number 25, we need to find the absolute value of negative 9. What is the distance between 0 and negative 9? It's only 9 units. And we need to find question number 28. In question number 28, we just find the value of the first number. The absolute value of negative 7, we said any number inside the absolute value will be positive value, even if this number is positive or negative. Now we put the sign outside the absolute value. Now we have 5. 5 without anything, just write 5. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. Again for 31. 2 plus the absolute value of negative 3. 2 without absolute value, so we just write 2. Plus the absolute value of negative 3. Because we have absolute value, so just write the number outside the absolute value with a positive value. Anything inside the absolute value will be written without the absolute value with a positive value. So if you have here positive or negative, the answer will be positive. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Again for 34. The absolute value of negative 9 plus the absolute value of negative 5. If you look at the first one, it will be equals 9. Plus the absolute value of negative 5 equals 5. So by adding, the answer now will be equals 40. In question number 37, we have 12 minus the absolute value of negative 8 plus 7. 12 without any absolute value, we just write it minus the absolute value of negative 8, the answer will be positive, plus just we write 7, so it will be equals. 12 minus 8 equals 4. 4 and 7 equals to 11. So the answer now will be equals 11. And that's how we can evaluate the absolute value. So again, the absolute value is the distance from 0 to any number. The answer of the absolute value must be positive, because anything measurable is a positive value.